Okay, we are finally into the kitchen. We've been outside most of the day. Right now, what you see me doing is blanching some peaches. These are the last peaches that we had off of the tree. I am going to make a dump cake for dessert. And you can use canned peaches, which is what most people do, because a dump cake is supposed to be easy. Most people use a 30-ounce can. It's 29 point something ounce can of peaches, or two 14-ounce cans of peaches. Preferably not in syrup, but you can do it in syrup. Or you can do a bag of frozen peaches. Or you can do what I'm doing, which doesn't make it so easy, but I'm trying to use up my peaches, not be easy. So I'm using these fresh peaches, and you need 2 pounds of peaches, and this isn't going to give me 2 pounds. So I had some frozen peaches also from last season that I'm going to also throw in that pan. So I'm going to get these blanched, and then I'm going to get the skins peeled off, and then get these in the pan. Okay, now that we've got them all blanched, the second part of that was taking them from the hot water and putting them in the ice water. So here I've got them in ice water, and then once they cool off a little bit, which they already have started to, these are going to be not hard, but they're starting to get soft. So I'm going to use my knife to, see, they're peeling, but I'd rather use my knife to help me peel them off. But yeah, they're peeling off, just like that. I'll come back when I have that done. Okay, we are finishing up our peaches that we had blanched, and I figured I would just bring you in for the remainder of these to show you how I do it. So I'm just peeling off the skin. It usually comes off pretty easily. Sometimes there's a little bit of an area where you have to scratch it off a little bit more, or use your little paring knife. They're very slippery, so you just try your best to, I go around, make a half, and then I try to hold it like this, and then I do slits from top to bottom, all the way around. And that's loosening it up from the pit. And see right here, I have a little sun scald on this one here, so I'll pull that off. And then I just break it away from the pit in all of its little slices. And I had a couple that didn't ripen up, only 2, so that's not too bad. I already took the skin off of this one. Of course, this is a little bit easier when you have a bigger peach, but like I said, we have smaller peaches, but they are packed full of flavor, and they are just delicious. So I'll take them, because these were, most of them were picked at the peak of their ripeness, but we had to take them off a little bit early because the birds were having a heyday out there. And when we're done with this, I'll show you what I got accomplished today. I'm really forcing myself to do this because I'm tired. But you gotta get it done, right? You don't want your produce to go bad. So like we had talked about before, we just kind of prioritize what we're doing. Okay, I want to get this up off the table. Okay, so we have this much, and I need a bit more than that. So I'm going to grab the rest of our ingredients, and then we'll put that dump cake together. Okay, now we are back. The rest of this is the easy part of the dump cake. You're going to have your peaches, and I'm going to add the rest of these peaches into here. I don't like the way those ones look. I don't know what happened to those. Maybe they got freezer burned? I'm not sure, but I don't like the color of them. So I'm going to put these in here. And then, since we're not doing anything with that had any kind of sweetener in it, we are going to put a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And then after the brown sugar, we're going to add a little bit of spice, because you know I like my spice. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg. Then you take your cake. You know what? I'm going to open that with the scissors. Okay, I could see that just flying everywhere. And you just sprinkle that on top. This is just a basic yellow cake mix. And you want to remove any kind of clumps, just not remove them, but break them up. Get this in a nice even layer. You can use a spatula, but this is just for us, so I'm just using my hands. And then we're going to put some butter on that. Oh dear, I just dropped that butter on the floor. Okay, that's no good. All right, now we're going to take our butter and you can shred your butter, you can melt your butter. I do a stick of butter, you can do 2 sticks of butter, you can do a 1/2 stick of butter. You can do whatever you want, but I'm doing 1 stick, which is a 1/2 cup. And I'm just layering the pads. Just so that I have a more even layer of the butter. And I kept it in the refrigerator so that it didn't get mushy when I was trying to get everything else done. Okay, this is all ready to go. I'm going to stick this in the oven at 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. You will want to watch for the edges to get nice and bubbly and the top to be a nice golden brown. It's fairly windy out, so it's very difficult to get these on today. But I'm not sure if you can see. I'll pull this out a little bit. This netting. I had to put 2 on this one because it was too difficult to try to get the netting just on the burgundy plum, because the apricot goes into it. And that was the whole objective of doing the high density planting, was that the trees would be able to come together and produce fruit. So it's doing what we wanted it to do, but in cases like this it makes it difficult. So I used 2 on this one. And I already had a bird fly in there, so I had to find where the hole was. It's very difficult to work with bird netting. It is just not my favorite thing to do. There was a reason I did not record me actually doing it, because it would have gave you comic relief, let's say that. And then this one wasn't quite as bad. I only used 1, but I wrapped it around the whole tree. And so far I haven't seen anybody get into that one. And then we did this one here. I actually broke 2 branches on this one. I was unhappy about that. But we got it all covered. And I tied that one down at the base. And then anywhere where I was seeing any little holes, I would pinch it together and use clothespins. And those clothespins get all stuck up in there and they don't come out. So when I go to take this stuff down, it's another comedy show. We weren't able to get to the apples today. I wasn't able to get to the tomatoes today. I also got the cherry tree done. This is our Barbados cherry tree. There's a ton of little cherries on there. The birds have been going after these cherries while they're still green. So I had to put the netting on this too. And this one, it has something on its leaves that deters pests and stuff from getting to it. So when you get it on your skin, it is very itchy. So I love the cherries on it. They taste like Hawaiian punch, but I try not to get too close to it too often. So that is what we got done out here this afternoon after we did all of our harvesting, and I'll show you the rest of that inside. All right, you guys, we're back. Here is our dump cake. It's all ready to go. It's got golden brown on the top. The peaches are coming through with their syrup. And oh my goodness, look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Have that with some vanilla ice cream, and oh my goodness, what a wonderful dessert. So we've got this done. We got our cucumber picked today, first cucumber of the season. That's exciting. We did our carrots, but I still have to cut these, blanch these, and freeze these. We ran out of time to do that today. We have all of our peppers that we got today. I still have to cut and freeze these. I'm making dinner right now. It is 5 o'clock, and we're having some leftover goulash that I had in the freezer from another evening, and some dinner rolls. We'll have that for dessert, and then we're going to call it a day. If you guys feel so inspired to subscribe, we'd love if you hit subscribe and follow along with us. And we thank you again for coming along with us today and any day. It means a lot to me to be developing a community, and I'm hoping that I can inspire as someone or give somebody new ideas on different ways to try something, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So I thank you again for spending time with us today, and we will see you on the next video.